Good evening, everyone. Welcome to one more book launch event. My name is Neetu, the host for today on behalf of अध्ययन बुक्स। आशा करती हूँ कि आपको हमारे नए बुक्स के ऑथर से मिलना, उन्हें जानना पसंद आ रहा होगा। कमेंट सेक्शन में जरूर बताइए। आज हम जिस किताब के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, उनका उस किताब का नाम है फ्रेंचाइजी गोल्ड माइन, अ स्टेप बाय स्टेप गाइड टू फ्रेंचाइज योर बिजनेस। इस किताब के ऑथर के बारे में मैं कुछ बताना चाहूंगी। दीपक पदयात इज अ ब्रिटिश फ्रेंचाइजी एसोसिएट, certified franchisor and franchisee consultant, and has a 14 years hardcore experience in international franchisee as a re-owned education franchisees vice president with deployment done personally in 12 countries. He owned a franchisee and education service consulting firm called Careers and Connects, apart from being the director to a UK certification body and an academic director of a technology skilling international body in healthcare, hospitality, and HR. He has his master in business and another in psychology. Graduation was in computer science and he earned an All India first rank in programming called NIELIT, Government of India, and started his career as a software engineer in a US based company. He has over 30 plus certification in technology, psychology, and business. He has specialized in strategic management from IIM, leadership from Mississippi State University, US, and project management from University of Dubai. He has rendered franchising service to various business organizations, including education institution, jewelry network, automobiles, QSRs, etc., and is an expert in strategic modeling and value alliances. He does leadership workshop for senior management across India and has conducted over 600 plus seminar internationally. आइए अब इनकी किताब के बारे में मैं कुछ बताना चाहूंगी। दिस बुक फ्रेंचाइजी गोल्ड माइन, अ स्टेप बाय स्टेप गाइड टू फ्रेंचाइज योर बिजनेस. This book is a must read for every entrepreneur who intend to expand his or her business. Though franchisee is a non-term for almost all entrepreneurs, franchising has been always an oasis for most of them only because it is a well-kept secret by franchisor. Working and seeing inside out with a franchisor, it is my view that every business which promises and deliver values to their customer must franchise. Just a few planned step that you are there. आइए हम अब वेलकम करते हैं मिस्टर दीपक पटियाल. Hi sir, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, that's great sir. And congratulations sir, आपकी बुक अब Amazon पे लाइव है. That yes. ओके
Yeah.
सो जैसे कि सर आपकी बुक के बारे में हम बात करेंगे, जैसे कि हमारे व्यूअर्स को आपकी बुक के बारे में पता चले और उनको उसके बारे में और अच्छी नॉलेज मिले अबाउट द फ्रेंचाइजी मार्केट इन इंडिया एज वेल एंड इंटरनेशनल. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वुड लाइक टू नो लाइक अबाउट योरसेल्फ एंड एक्सप्लेन हु इंस्पायर्ड टू राइट दिस बुक फ्रेंचाइजी गोल्ड माइन.
Okay. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Also happy that my book was marked as bestseller in Amazon too. So that's a great news for me as this is my first book. And
Congratulations
what
sir.
in thank you so much. And what inspired me is basically I believe like my personal experience because this is my fourth or fifth business. After my employment, I tried many businesses and it was all a big challenge for me to understand a business as such. And though I have been working with for a franchisor for almost 14 years, I always overlooked it. I was thinking I'll start my own business, but this concept of my own business always take us to a trial and error method where every minute is money for an entrepreneur. So you take a wrong decision, you waste your time, you waste your money.
Money.
And this is why franchising is very, very important. Even my brother-in-law, he started his own restaurant and closed down in 4 months with a loss of around 18 lakhs. This is happening to everyone. Everyone wants to start a business. Every home you can find one person who will say, I want to start a business. But the question is they have not earned or learned about it. So what happens? They'll do trial and error. They'll lose the money and then they'll understand, look, this is how I run the business. But then they don't have money to run the business. So to avoid these mistakes, franchising is the best method because it is all about duplicating success. So one business has run somewhere really good, they duplicate it to another branch, and that's also running good, which means that business is a proven business. And why shouldn't we start that business? And it's a huge industry. 4.5 trillion is the worth of that industry. Around 85 lakh people are working in the industry. Why shouldn't me and you consider that as a good way to enter into business? That actually inspired me to get into franchising and also to write a book on that. Now I have one franchisee. I am giving franchising. I am a franchisor myself. I have taken two franchises, and still I am here. I have time to write my book because I am running a successful system.
डेफिनेटली सर. एंड फ्रेंचाइजी में आपको ये है कि मार्केट सेटअप रहती है, कस्टमर्स को भी पता है कि अबाउट द प्रोडक्ट एज वेल. तो वो चीजें होती है, क्योंकि बिजनेस व्हेन वी आर स्टार्टिंग अ बिजनेस वो हमें बिल्कुल ग्राउंड लेवल से करना होता है, और इट्स अ वेरी रिस्की वन. तो फ्रेंचाइज इज अ गुड ऑप्शन. यस. सो
Yes.
ओके, दैट्स ग्रेट सर. सो माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट मोटिवेट यू टू फोकस ऑन फ्रेंचाइजी एज अ बिजनेस मॉडल, एंड व्हाई डू यू थिंक इट्स अ क्रूशियल फॉर बिजनेस ओनर्स टुडे?
Okay. So if I have a company called Careers and Connects, I
यस.
want to start that business in Delhi. What happens? I have to go to Delhi. I have to find a space. I have to find staffs. I have to do everything from ground up. Think of this. I am giving that same brand, same product to Neetu, because I am seeing that you are capable enough. I am giving the same model to you. What happens there? You are owning that business. You are also an entrepreneur. Now you will find people, you will do the operations. So the biggest headache of operations is taken from my head. I can always focus on my niche, which is basically my product and my services. I can keep on improving my product and services. I can share my know-how. You are also rising as an entrepreneur. So this is one of the easiest method for you to scale up your business. Secondly, I am taking your money to expand my business. Do you understand that? So that's a
यस.
huge opportunity. I'm getting money so that I can market, I can focus on my business, and you are running your business and you're giving me a share of your profit, which is a great opportunity for me. And this is what I have also learned. We call this OPE and OPM, other people money and other people effort. So if you're getting that to expand your business brand, you should not think twice to franchise. That's my take.
Definitely, sir. Definitely. Okay. And what was your first experience with franchising, and how did it shape your views on the process?
Okay, so I worked with the franchisor for around 14 years. Since 2009, I was working with a franchisor. I have worked in 12 countries. I've worked with over 600 plus franchisees myself personally. After that, I got qualified with British Franchise Association for franchisee and franchisor. Then I am a franchisee to Franchise India, which is one of the biggest, world's biggest franchising organization. So I currently say advocate for close to 11,000 plus brand, including Raymond, including say Bikaner Express, including Korean chicken brand called Gravy Chicken. I have, you name any industry, I have these brands. So I think that actually shaped my mindset on communicating how easy is to do business. If you know the business, if you have an aptitude towards business, you it is very easy. And second, for example, if I have money, I do not want to get into the say dirty part of it, which is operations. There are companies who can just give you the brand, they'll take care of operations, you only need to invest money. So all these are experience which I have personally seen. I have also seen when I was working with that earlier franchisor, there were like people who had no connection with the industry. Suppose, no, if I am into education, but if I want to start a chicken store, I can take a KFC center because I don't need any experience in doing that. Because KFC has systems, they have processes, they have training, they have support, they are a brand. So from day one, I'm a brand. So these things actually shape up you to be a great businessman while learning the international procedures. Okay, so if I were to ask you, suppose Neetu, you want to start a business, maybe a coffee shop. I'm saying, look, you can start your own Neetu's tea shop, or you can start Rasna's tea shop. Rasna is basically I love you, Rasna. Rasna, you remember that, right?
Yes, yes.
When we were all kids, we used to say sing that I love you, Rasna. Now they have a cafe brand. Now, what happens if you start Rasna Cafe? Everyone would easily identify you. From that, it creates trust and they'll come onto your center without much marketing.
यस,
Yeah,
एंड वो आपकी बेसिकली दैट टैगलाइन इज इन योर माउथ एज वेल। तो वो ट्रस्ट बेसिस, बेसिकली फ्रेंचाइजी और बिजनेस में यही डिफरेंस है कि आपका एक ट्रस्ट बना रहता है, ब्रांड में ऑलरेडी सेटल्ड है हर चीज।
correct. Very true.
Yes. So, can you walk us through the step-by-step process you outline in the book for successfully franchising a business, sir?
Yeah, yeah. So many of the times, all great businesses want to expand because for a person, our ultimate objective is to find who we are. But from a business perspective, the biggest objective is to scale up to its best, to make more money and to give back more money. That is the objective of any business. Now when you get into say scale up, many of the businesses are not doing this because they don't know how to take this forward, and that is what I've covered in the book. Initially, from how to set up a business, how to set vision, how to do recruitment, how to do say international business, what are the legal forms in it, or you can say how do you, what are the challenges that you would come across. Even I have discussed about exiting the businesses, because a business is successful when it knows how to get out of the business. Very important. Otherwise, no, you will be busy in business, you won't be on the business, you will be in the business, which has a huge impact. So I've covered everything in the book, from setting up a business to become a franchisor, to handing over a franchisee, or even expand to internationally, or even to exit out of the business. Everything is covered in the book, step by step.
Definitely. And I just want a personal question from your end as well. जो फ्रेंचाइजी व्हेन वी आर, तो इंडियन मार्केट से और इंटरनेशनल मार्केट, तो लीगल प्रोसेस विल बी डिफरेंट।
Yes, yes, very different. For example, in our country, in India, there is no thing as like franchisor disclosure agreement or franchisor disclosure document, FDD. But in most of the Western countries, even I was a part of Indian, say Indonesian Franchise Association. There was a meeting happening, and they were saying there are a lot of conditions, like if you want to do a franchisee in Indonesia, you must be successful at least for 3 years. You must submit all the papers showing that you have a positive graph. If you're going to US, FDD is important, which means you have to, being a franchisee, you have to say these are the legal cases I'm going through. I have these many problems. I was prosecuted this time, or I was actually going on a loss these times. These many franchises closed down. So many things are different in different countries. They have a lot of rules and regulations which are very important to understand before you scale up. Otherwise, you will feel that look, India mein chalte hai to वहाँ भी चलेगा नहीं. It won't happen that way. So you need to test the waters there. You need to know the rules of the ground before you get into any organization. Because I have worked in 12 countries, I have seen that because my company was in India and it is a Indian grown multinational company. And everywhere the business was different. We had to customize, we had to legalize, we had to change the structure of franchises even. So be flexible.
Definitely, sir. Definitely. Because as per the guidelines of every country, because you are working in 12 countries, so every countries have their legal process as well. So we have to do that part as well. Okay.
Yes.
So what are some common mistake that business owners make when they are trying to franchise, and how does your book address them?
Okay, so I have seen since I am known as a franchise consultant, my friends would come in. Look, I started my business last 6 months and it's going on profitable. Can you take me as a franchisor? I'd say no, man. Even for a mother to deliver a baby, it takes 9 months. For a
Yes,
business to deliver a franchise, it takes at the least 1.5 years to 3 years. So be mature yourself. Know the businesses. Know your business. Know the system. Know the process. Optimize it before you give that business to another person. Because no, suppose I am selling my business and a person who doesn't know business, they may actually do an impulsive buying. Look, okay, that business is good, let me take it. But if I don't know who that person is, my business can fail. If that person doesn't know what this business is, it can fail. If I don't have a system in my business, it can fail because everything is in my head. So I would say operations and systematic operations is what makes franchises successful. So the correct way is to be you successful first, build a system, optimize marketing, optimize sales, optimize operation, optimize finance, then start franchising. So these are the correct step to So this is all discussed in the book. So it's all story based. Around, I believe there are around 15, 20 stories are there. Around 30 plus case studies are there. So no, so that no, you see, connect yourself with that stories and be a great franchiser. Ultimately, if I sell a business to you and you fail, you lose the faith in business. It's not actually the problem of a business, rather it was my problem being a franchiser. So I'll say, no, don't. Anyway, business has a bad name that it's a higher risk stuff. It's not. If it's a proven business, you won't fail. There are chances of failure, obviously it is there, but the chances are very less with a franchising firm if that franchisor is a systematically, organically grown franchisor. I hope it answered.
Definitely, sir, definitely. And definitely, those who want to start this franchisee business, definitely consult your book as well, because you have already explained everything in a step by step. Okay. And
Yeah.
how should a business evaluate whether it is ready to franchise?
Okay. So, how do you know that you're ready for a marriage? So there are a lot of simples. Like, look, in a business, you see that there's a lot of demand and you cannot fulfill it. For example, one of my friend here in Kerala, he runs a roofing, say distribution business, roofing materials and partition material. So he's getting inquiry from across India and he's unable to serve it from Kerala. So he's asking me, what can I do? I said, look, you have to franchise because you have demand. So that is the first stuff. You have higher demand. The demand is more, the supply is less. That is where you have to think of this. Second, you have to be profitable. At least for a period of 1 year, you have to be consistently profitable, which means that this business can run with others also. And I say normally you take one more unit, we call this model unit. You start one more unit and see that that's also successful. And if that is also successful, obviously you can copy this model and give it to someone and they'll also be successful.
Okay, definitely. And what are the and one more question, sir? Like, what are the guidelines that franchisees is also seeing in when they are giving their franchisee to their customers, matlab, to the person who are taking over the franchisee? So, what are the matlab, qualifications we are
Recruitment.
looking for?
So you're saying what are the conditions for recruiting a franchisee,
Yes.
right? Okay, so that calls for a lot of things. First, we call this SMOF. SMOF. S stands for strategic fit, then it comes market fit, then comes operational fit, and the last is financial fit. So what is strategic fit? Strategically, I must be fit for this business. I'm a person who's close to nature, so I would go for an agriculture stuff. I love cooking, so I'll go for F&B. I may shine in that, but I'm not a fashion kind of person. I wouldn't go for a fashion business, ethnic wear. I won't do that. And so there are so a lot of industries which I wouldn't look into. Second, so that is strategic fit. That's very important. Secondly, I need to know whether that's a sunrise industry. So what happened? What is sunrise industry? There are a lot of industry which is closing down. So be very careful that it's not a sunset industry, it's a sunrise industry. Okay. Now come market fit. Will this product go in your market? Because if you open a pan center in South India, it wouldn't work. But it may work in Mumbai or in Delhi, but it wouldn't work in Kerala or in Tamil Nadu or in other south states. You
Yes.
understand this, right? So it
Yes.
must be a market. Now come operations fit. I'm a completely busy person and I cannot take a FOFO model. FOFO means franchisee owned to franchisee operated, which means if I take a business and if I have to run it, I would definitely fail because I don't have that time. So operations is one such stuff. Secondly, I need good quality. Suppose they are asking for, maybe I'm starting a restaurant, F&B restaurant, QSR restaurant. I need Chinese cook. If I don't have that people in my area, again, that's not a market fit.
Yes.
The last is financial fit. So, being a consultant, the first question that I ask is, look, what do you want from this business? So they'll say this, good, fine. What's your budget? So they'll say, what are the budgets? So I'll say, look, if you want to start a complete business, 20 lakhs is minimum that you have to have. Because if you don't have at least 20 lakhs, you will actually run out of, say, working capital. So 20 lakhs. So if you have more fund, obviously, I have more varieties. So this is how it takes. So strategic fit, marketing fit, operational fit, financial fit.
Financial.
Again, I have 24, yeah, 25 more assessments called personnel, peer. So I have to go through this everything, and if I at least get 15 marks out of 25, then only I'd say, look, that business is for you. Otherwise, don't take it, because every wrong decision is a loss of time, loss of money, and basically loss of faith in business.
Definitely, sir. And in your experience, what are the most crucial factor a business must focus on when creating a successful franchising model?
Uh, a franchise model actually determines success. So last day I was in Mumbai for franchise show, bigger one of the biggest, which happened in Geo World Convention Center. We had close to 300 plus organizations. I see that at few counters, I do not want to name them, but few counters, it was full rush. People were after it because their model was exceptional. They are saying, look, I will run this business for you. You have to invest 20 lakhs. I'm assuring you 15 percentage minimum guarantee, MG. That is for, there are a lot of models like FOCO, FOFO, FICO. So in FOCO model, where company would be operating for us, franchisee only needs to own the space or something. So in that case, you will get 15% assured income. So if you have such great models, no, people get attracted to it. So model determines your success. You have to create such a model that I and you get attracted to it. So suppose if I ask you, what is your area of interest? Ms. Neetu, what is your area of interest if you were to start a business?
So the area of interest is in Gurgaon is basically the food, the fashion.
Huh. Good. So if you say fashion, I'm saying, look, Neetu, you can start a business. Your capital should be 14 lakhs, and within 18 months, you will get the entire money back. And after it, the minimum assured is 20%, 25%, which means that's a great model and you may actually go through it. So there's a lot of questions which are happening within you, and I'm trying to answer that. The model should answer an investor's question, like, when will I get my money back? Will I get my money back? First question. When will I get it back? How can I grow? What is the minimum time that I can stay with you? What is the maximum time that you can take me across? What are the innovations which are happening? So the more critical answers you have, the more persuasive answers you have, that's called a model. And there are a lot of great models where I have seen franchises giving check upfront. So suppose you're investing 18 lakhs, they'll say first year, take your 9 lakhs check. Second year, take your 9 lakhs check. Third year, take your 9 lakhs check. So you're investing 18 lakhs, you're getting 27 lakhs assured. So even such franchises are there. So
And
model is,
yes, sir. And regarding the franchisee, the space, the employees, everything will be basically who are taking the franchisee, or it will be from the franchisee company, the
okay.
company who's
So
providing the franchisee.
okay, right. So this is a question which almost every franchises have in mind. So if I take a franchisee, I have to set up everything? Will I have to recruit staff? So as I said, there are three models. Saying three models. One is basically for franchisee owned to franchisee operated, which means if I'm a franchisor, I'm giving you, Ms. Neetu, a franchisee name. So you can use, for example, you can use Raymond, or you can use Pepsi, or you can use some other great brand names. Rest everything is yours. We will give you materials, and you have to find people, you have to sell, you have to maintain everything, and then you get a profit. And out of profit, I get a percentage of it. That's called FOFO.
Okay.
Second model is FOCO, franchisee owned company operated, where what happens? Company, I am the company, you are my franchisee. So you have taken my name, but I am running the show. I have my staff coming in. I will set up the entire store. Everything's done by me. You will be paying rent. You will be paying stuff, but you will be getting. So you'll have minimum interventions, and I'll be running the show. So there, it is my responsibility that you are making profit. And the last is FICO, which is the beautiful model. If I have good money, you only have to invest. Everything is taken care by the company. So in such a case, you don't have to worry about anything. You just have to give money. They will set up the stores. They will run it. They'll make you profitable. They'll give you profit.
तो तीनों के बजट्स भी अलग अलग होते हैं.
अलग अलग ही होगा. Performance starting would be around 20, 12, 17 lakhs. If you go higher to FOCO, it would be around 20 to 35 lakhs. If you go to FICO, it would be based on the company. For example, Tata Zudio. You have heard of Zudio, right?
Yes,
Zudio
yes.
is also franchising. They run on a model called BOT, Build,
Both.
Operate, Transfer. Huh. आपका कुछ भी इन्वॉल्वमेंट नहीं होगा, पूरा वो सेटअप करके आपको दोगे. यू जस्ट हैव टू पे एंड गेट दिस ओन द स्टोर.
Okay, that's great. And how important is to adopt a business model when moving from a single location to a franchised system?
Very important. So when KFC came into India, they only had fried chicken. Now, if you go to Mumbai airport or Delhi airport, you can see biryani. Biryani is never there in their menu because it's all about customizing to the culture of the place where you're going. You have to know the song of the town, so you need to know what is happening there, what is going on. Well, you have to compete with your competitor there who have been in the industry. Since you have that legacy, it would be easy for you to duplicate. So agility is the first step. You must be very flexible in that. At the same time, quality must not be compromised. Second, great training is to be imparted, because I am running my show in US really well, but how about India? If I go to Kalyan, that would be different. If I go to Thane, it would be different. If I go to Kolkata, it would be different. So जहां भी हम जा रहे हैं ना, वहाँ का कल्चर हमें अडॉप्ट करना होगा. नहीं तो ना, they won't accept. It's
Definitely, sir.
it's all about the mindset of the customer. So we have to be agile based on the market. That's very important. And obviously, speed of innovation. So you feel that, look, okay, there is a requirement. I must be very fast enough to support your requirement because you have trusted and invested in me. If you are not profitable as a franchisor, I am failing.
Yes.
So that is very important.
एंड द कंपनी विल मेक श्योर कि टेस्ट भी सेम रहता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर हम किसी फूड इंडस्ट्री की बात करते हैं, हम मैकडोनल्ड्स, डोमिनोज है या केएफसी है, द टेस्ट विल बी सेम. आप कहीं पे भी चले जाओ, वो टेस्ट हमेशा सेम रहता है. ओके. सो व्हाट आर द की फाइनेंशियल एंड लीगल हर्डल्स अ बिजनेस मस्ट प्रिपेयर व्हेन फ्रेंचाइजिंग एज आउटलाइन इन योर बुक, सर?
So key financials, as you should know, business is one. Business 2.0 is franchising, which means I have my business, I am successfully running. That is business 1.0. I have my business which is successfully running. Now I am trying to duplicate this business, which means it's a business version 2.0. So I have to prepare an entire financial statement based on my experience and also considering my franchisee. So I should be very clear on what are my franchise fees, what is the setup cost, what would be my working capital, what would be my returns, what would be my EBITDA, which is basically all my net say profit after all the expenses. I should know what the ROI is. When will I get my money back? That's called payback period.
Feedback
And
period.
then I also need to say, what is your gross ROI after 5 years? So these are all financial terms which a franchisee or a business prospect would always ask for. They'll directly ask you, what is your ROI, sir? They'll say you have to say 12%. So when will I get my money back? You'll get your money back in maybe like 18 months. So if you don't have this figure, you cannot sell your franchises.
Yes, sir, definitely. So, how can business ensure consistency and quality across multiple franchisee location while scaling?
Okay, great question. As you correctly mentioned the previous question, you were saying that look, in KFC, McD, wherever you go, it has the same taste, and that is why we call it a brand. Consistency makes you a brand. So if we go to KFC anywhere, the person who's doing it can be a plus two qualified normal student. They're doing a part-time business or a job. So what happens there? They just follow the written procedures. So they'll know which chicken to take, how much to marinate, what are things to be marinated, how much time is to be kept, how much time it is to be roasted, what is the time of service. Everything is systematic. So you have to have a great system in place. We call this SOP, standard operating procedure. Second is training. You need to give exact great training to them so that no, they can duplicate the entire quality service. And the last is obviously audit. We are all human beings. We can all make mistakes. We can all get saturated. We can all get tired. So here is where no people, suppose no someone is coming from head office, that means look, okay, everyone would be alert because someone is coming from head office. Audit actually makes the system, I would say, crisp and clear for the franchisee. So if you have these three things in process, obviously there is no chance that you fail, and obviously the quality would remain the same.
Definitely. So, it means they are also taking random inspections as well in the franchising.
Yes.
Okay. And who do you think will benefit the most from franchisee gold mine? It is only for large businesses, or can small business owner can also use this approach?
Yeah. So anyone who wish to start a business, anyone who's doing a business, anyone who want to start a franchisee, these three people can say benefit from a business. If you do not want to do a business, then obviously this book is not for you. But otherwise, if you want to start a business, if you want to scale up your business, if you want to understand how a franchisor thinks, this is a great way of understanding the industry through the book.
Definitely, sir. And why do you believe in the most overlooked aspect of franchising that franchisee gold mine bring attention to?
I would say support, because suppose I have my business called Sadi Enterprises. That's actually named after my mother. I'm just taking a scenario. Now I am giving this enterprise to another organization or another person who's running that same business in their place. So without my support, they'll actually spoil my mom's name. So support is the first factor. Obviously, recruitment. You have to identify a person who shares the same values. Second is obviously support. The third is training. Though they have a good mindset, though you're supportive, if you don't train them, the output would be different. And the fourth is obviously communication. You have to keep on communicating with them, understand what their problems are, be there with them, and then support them to the core. Ultimately, if they succeed, you also succeed.
Yes, that's great. And could you share a success story of a business that followed the steps in your book and grew successfully through franchising?
I can take as many names as you want. I can give thousands of examples, but the recent one which I came across is a deep cleaning company. They does deep cleaning. Suppose it's Diwali and we want our home to be pakka clear. We want to clean this business. You want to clean your home, then obviously you can call them in and they can clean the entire business. And do you know how many outlets they have? Close to 300 plus in 1.5 years, which means like what? In 18 months, they have grown to 3x or 4x. People, normally, business takes 10 years, 20 years to reach the heights. They just achieved that in 18 months. Unbelievable story, because that happens when you have a system in place. Because they don't build a business, they also build a systematic business. And that is how it grew. Now they can control the entire aspects, they can take feedbacks. People are giving great feedbacks across the country or even outside. So
Yes,
that happens when you do franchising in the right way.
definitely, sir. Definitely. So my next question is, are there any case studies in the book that illustrate the transformation of a small business into a franchisee?
Yes, there are many. As I said, no, there are close to 30 plus case studies based on this scenario. For example, if I'm speaking about finance, I'd say how an organization has grown from a normal, say, organization to a world-class enterprise using correct financial policy. So based on every chapters, we have given case studies. For example, in international franchising, I have said about IKEA, I have said about Zara, I have said about Marriott hotels, how they grew. I've also said about, for example, I believe in page 160 or something, I've said about how Apollo hospitals have actually embraced technology and grew from where they were to where they are now. They are using AI technology for that. For every chapters based on this scenario, I've listed out examples. Even say, as I said, deep cleaning businesses are there. I have discussed about say gym or healthcare. I've said about retailing business. I have said about almost all the businesses which have come to my purview.
Definitely, sir. If you had to give one piece of advice to someone who's on the fence about franchising their business, what would it
Okay.
be?
Okay, so you're asking like one advice for a franchise. I would say first, there is actually a if you say life cycle of a business, it is something like this. Now I have an idea or I have identified a requirement. That is how a business starts. Okay,
Definitely.
so now you understand, look, I have a book, I need someone to publish my book. So that is where Adyan came into my purview, right? So you have identified a pain point of a customer. So that is where a business starts. Now you got into this business. Now you need to say what, look, Adyan is publishing the books. If there are anyone who's looking to publish the book, you can take our services. So
Yes.
that is marketing. Now you should have policies which actually attracts me so that I will spend money on you. that is sales. Now, after the sales, what happened? You have to give me proper support, including this everything that we are doing now. These are all say part of your support, so that no, I get value for the money I've spent. That is operations. Now, what happens after doing all these things? I have to refine my model. I have to keep on updating my model. I have to keep on delighting my customer, and then I'll reach to a optimal business model where I know this will work anywhere.
Yes,
And that is when you actually get into franchising. If you don't do that, your business would be immature to grow. So what happens if you deliver a baby in 6 months? That is actually a hell of a situation. Similarly, that happens with franchises too. So first you have to learn your business well, optimize it to the core, make it a duplicable entity, and then hand it over to someone who is fit to do that.
yes,
So as I said, the more fit or that 25 assessment they have to pass through, qualify them really good, because your first 10 franchises will determine whether you will grow or otherwise. So
definitely, sir.
take care of them as you take care of your kids, so that no, they grow and they'll actually spread the word. People would then come to your place requesting for your franchises. That is how you should actually grow, because it's all about building trust and also changing lives. So you as a business are creating more business. That's called leadership. That is what our nation needs.
Definitely, sir. And when company is franchising to somebody, so first they will market this, मतलब they study the market and everything, or means वो randomly ऐसा होता है, मतलब they are franchising.
जो भी फ्रेंचाइजी दे रहा है ना, franchises, they does the market study. For example, say I was sitting with a brand called Gravy Chicken, which is a pure Korean brand. They have 12 authentic Korean dishes. They have close to 86 outlets there in Korea only. The owner's name is one Mr. Justin. It's a team of 5 people who runs the show. So they are very specific that their say stall should have 750 square feet minimum. The biggest can be 1800, and out of that you should have 75 seats. If you have 75 seats, you should at least have a walk-in of around 7500 to 8000 in that high street, or a mall. Otherwise you cannot run that show. So they will give a specification. As a franchisee who is investing into this business, I need to also make sure that, look, okay, this is the right business for me. Agar if you don't fit, if you don't if you, even if you like that business but your market is not liking that business, don't do it, because it's all about your customers. Customer is the king.
Definitely, sir. Definitely. सो हम आपकी बुक का नीचे नीचे डिस्प्ले कर रहे हैं लिंक, एंड कि लोग जाएं और आपकी बुक को रीड करें और समझें. थैंक यू सो मच दीपक सर फॉर ज्वाइनिंग दिस बुक लॉन्च इवेंट. थैंक यू एवरीवन फॉर ज्वाइनिंग अस. थैंक यू सो मच सर.
Thank you, ma'am.
थैंक यू सो मच सर. Thank you everyone for joining us. The core message of the book is that franchising is a powerful and achievable growth strategy for any business that delivers value to their customers. While many entrepreneurs see franchising as a complex, the book shows that a few strategic steps any business can franchise successfully and scale. It encourages entrepreneurs to unlock the potential of franchising as a practical way to expand their business and reach new heights. Thank you for watching us and do not forget to like, share and subscribe. ऐसे ही हम आते रहेंगे न्यू बुक्स और उनके ऑथर के साथ. थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू.